Actually getting pulled down the hill by my backpack and buggy. Have to make sure not to let go of it or it's going to go rolling all the way down into Clearwater River Canyon. Headed down there, and it's just a absolutely stunning morning. Those clouds in the valley, and then they came up, rose up, and then there was fog, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful morning here in Idaho along the Clearwater River. Not along the Clearwater River, but going down to the Clearwater River. Going down into the canyon now. It's quite steep, like all these canyons, kind of similar, smaller level, smaller example of Hell's Canyon or Salmon River. These rivers just seem to dig very deep trenches in the Idaho landscape. And it's June 20th on the Nez Perce Trail. And the Nez Perce, the Clearwater battlefield is basically over the direction where I'm pointing. And that's where I'm heading. Well, today where the Clearwater battle took place between the cavalry and the Nez Perce, there's now an osprey nest. And here's the this is the South Fork of the Clearwater River. And the cavalry was coming up on that side, and it was almost just by happenstance that one of the members of the cavalry looked over from the ridge further over this way, if I'm reading the book properly, and noticed a large encampment, Nez Perce encampment. What had happened was the Nez Perce bands had all congregated to this area, which was a popular camp spot for the Nez Perce. And the cavalry came up, and they actually fired a cannon from up on the ridge there, but what it ended up doing was really just alerting the Nez Perce, and they the warriors very quickly got on their horses much faster than the cavalry was expecting, and got up into the woods and actually had the cavalry pinned down. It sounds like is in the on that open slope, and for a full day the cavalry members of the cavalry couldn't move. They were just had to stay behind whatever rise they could that would protect them from the sharpshooters. And it lasted for a day and a half. I think 8 cavalry were killed and 4 Nez Perce. And here again, a fellow named Yellow Wolf was instrumental in leading the Nez Perce, and you see his name. I've seen his name. Seems like in every battle now, Yellow Wolf. And basically, they fended off the cavalry long enough for the Nez Perce to move on, and so then the chase commenced. It is a stunning morning on June 21st, the summer equinox, longest day of the year, and I actually did get an early start, so I'll be able to walk a lot of mileage today. Stayed at the town of Kuski last night. I've been pronouncing it Kuskia because it does end with an A, but for some reason everybody says it's pronounced Kuski. Now I'm on Highway 12, and I'm heading east. And here's a sign regarding the Nez Perce, and it says it's about Looking Glass, who was the chief from Asotin. If you remember that town in Washington way back a long time ago, many miles back. But it says Looking Glass, during General O'Howard's 1877 Nez Perce campaign, Looking Glass and his band were camped up Clear Creek near here. Looking Glass told Army authorities, "Leave us alone. We are living here peacefully and want no trouble." Looking Glass was similar to Chief Joseph in that they did not want to leave, and they were actually on the reservation. But it's just hostilities were getting so violent that the white settlers were losing trust in the Nez Perce, and the Nez Perce were losing trust in the white settlers, and it was just a lot of miscommunication and a lot of missed opportunities, really, for peace. In this case, Looking Glass said, "We are living here peacefully and want no trouble, but after a military attack July 1st that destroyed his village, ruined his gardens, and captured 750 Nez Perce horses, Looking Glass and his band joined the Nez Perce refugees and soon headed for Montana's Buffalo Plains. Howard that's General Howard, spent 3 months pursuing Joseph, Whitebird, and Looking Glass and their warriors after that fiasco." And reading the book, Chief Joseph really did not want to leave this area. This was his the area where his family was buried. His father was buried, old Chief Joseph, and Chief Joseph argued that really they should stay. He'd rather stay and fight to the death and protect his land than move to Montana and possibly Canada. But the other chiefs talked Chief Joseph into going with them, and so they went on they took the traditional, what's called the Lolo Pass Trail, which I would love to hike, and maybe I'll do that another time. There's too much snow up there right now to do it. I'd have to have snowshoes probably. It doesn't clear out normally with snow until July 15th, and there's more snow this year than others. So I'm going to be doing the auto route tour, which basically follows the same direction, but the Lolo Trail, which is what the Nez Perce took, goes much higher and follows the ridge line where there was a lot of grass for the horses. Okay, so I'm going eastward on Highway 12 on the Nez Perce Trail on a beautiful June 21st, 2011.